Hello, hello and welcome. I have enabled closed captioning for anybody that might need it. Just let this beautiful waterfall of people join us on this Thursday. I want to welcome you. I'm going to get right into it. My name is Jade Harvey-Beryl and I'm part of the team at the Outdoor Learning Store. We're a charitable social enterprise that offers outdoor learning equipment and resources for educators and learners while supporting outdoor learning non-profit organisations. I also work closely with Take Me Outside, who's our partner in delivering this workshop. Today, I join you from the shared traditional and unceded territories of the Sinaiaks, the Shwemuk, the Tanaha and the Okanagan Silks people, and I'm honoured to do so. So we know that in the context of outdoor learning where we are, it's fundamental to develop our understanding of local traditional ecological knowledge and the perspectives that go along with that. And to take the time to nurture relationships with the Indigenous people who've called this place home for thousands of years. And so if it's relevant to your place, I'd love to encourage you to consider what you can do to deepen your understanding. And we hope that workshops like this and organisations like Natural Curiosity are a part of that. But in this moment, we can share in the chat what Indigenous territory you're joining us from today. And let's have a waterfall of acknowledgement for the people that have cared and advocated for this land.
While you all do that, I'll take some time to introduce myself. Hello, welcome. My name is Farheen. I'm part of the team from Take Me Outside, and we're really excited to be able to offer this along with our outdoor learning partners today. I'm joining you from the traditional territories of the Wendat, the Haudenosaunee, and Anishinaabe people in Richmond Hill, Ontario, and it's nice to see everyone here.
So with the ongoing global complexities facing us all, we're actually super excited to be able to offer these workshops virtually because it enables people across our earth to join us, especially those who are from more remote or underrepresented areas. And I can see from the number of people pouring into our session this afternoon that the passion in the field of outdoor learning is more connected than ever. So thank you for taking the time to meet with us and be with us and learn. For those of you who are just joining us, welcome. I see some more people even coming in as we speak. Any questions you have? We have Farheen's working to monitor that chat. Any questions you have for Velvet, please pop them into the chat. We're going to collate them and pop them in at the moments that it makes sense. Please stay muted, but leave your video on if you like. It helps to give someone to present to, but if you don't feel comfortable, that's fine too. What's going to happen, we'll do a quick finish this intro. Velvet's going to give her presentation. We're going to do a Q&A and then there'll be some prizes. Stay to the end for those. If you are so inclined, we're going to stick around for about 15 minutes after the close as well to go for a more in-depth Q&A if that speaks to you. To get things going, I just want to ask, where are you joining us from? I'm going to pop a little poll here. Please take a moment. If you need to, there's some more options further down. Give us a scroll. Western Canada's represented, Eastern, Western US. Welcome to our United States friends, Northeast United States showing up. We've had some people joining from Europe, which I've been really enjoying. I'm just going to give you another couple of seconds here. Northern Canada, that's great. Somewhere even more far-flung. Someone has come in from a different continent. I love it. And I'm going to end the poll there and share those results so you can see that vast majority are coming actually over from the east. So that's super. And my next question and final question in this is, who are you? What kind of educator are you? Are you early? Are you teaching in the school systems? Are you a parent or a guardian, or not an educator and just joining us for the love of all things outdoor learning? We've got some assistants, some admin people, parents. Oh, every single category has got some representation. I'm going to give you 3 more seconds. 2, 1. I'm going to end the poll there and share the results. So look, we've got some early childhood. We're going all the way through the grade system and some other informal educators as well. So welcome to you all. You're all important in what we're doing here. Okay, so the Outdoor Learning Winter Workshop Series is brought to you by over 25 partners and advisors from across Canada and beyond, who are all offering excellent outdoor and environmental education resources, programs, and support for educators. I'm going to do a really quick share of their names, and Fahim's going to pop their links in the chat, and then we're going to roll into our workshop, Singing in Solidarity, Exploring Inquiry and Justice Through the Arts. So our partners: Take Me Outside, Pax Fun, Econ, Green Teacher, Green Learning, Natural Curiosity, Water Rangers, Seabean, EAPSA, Wild Sight, Geoc, Sask Outdoors, ACE, Stoked on Science, Get Outside and Play, OC, Classrooms to Communities, KB, Learning for a Sustainable Future, Eco Schools Canada and Imagine Ed, Leave No Trace Canada, Nature for All, Megan Zenny, the New Brunswick Environmental Network, CPAWS, Outdoor Council of Canada, Oceanwise, Project Wet, and our last two newest, Interpretation Canada and the Interpretive Guides Association. And joining us today is the ever fabulous Velvet LaCasse. So Velvet has been teaching and learning with young people and their families for almost 30 years. She's actively involved in the Elementary Teachers Federation of Ontario as a workshop facilitator and curriculum writer. She's developed educator resources and lesson plans for rethinking white privilege, for 2 SLGBTQ plus awareness in primary classrooms, for Women's Equality Project and Everyone is Able. She loves to write and was honoured to receive the 2020 Edward Burtynsky Award for Excellence in Environmental Education. As a non-Indigenous ally, Velvet is committed to actively disrupting colonial pedagogies and supporting Indigenous sovereignty. And she's learning of the critical importance of teaching through relationships and centering Indigenous voices, perspectives, knowledge, and stories of resistance through land-based education. And with that, I'm going to stop sharing and I'm going to say, Velvet, take it away.
Thank you so much, Jade. Thanks, Farine, for all of your support, and thank you to everyone for joining us. I'm really excited.
Again, if you're just joining us as Velvet gets her screen up, any questions, pop them in the chat. We are collating them, it won't get missed, and we're going to pose them at an appropriate moment.
I also wanted to thank the Outdoor Learning Store for inviting me to share this presentation with you. Thumbs up if you can see the screen that I'm sharing. Okay, thank you so much. So music is a powerful way to communicate and connect with one another and with land. It has been used throughout history to tell stories and to teach. In many Indigenous communities, music is also an important part of ceremony and celebration. Singing and dancing are helping to heal and revitalize cultural traditions impacted by colonization and state violence. Sorry, just one moment. As part of our ongoing commitment to reconciliation through education, it is important for educators to amplify the voices of those who have been systemically silenced, including First Nations, Inuit, and Métis artists. I want to begin with the teachings of Dr. Elder Dave Korchin, who recently passed away on December 9th, 2021. Elder Dave Korchin was a respected and loved elder and knowledge keeper of the Anishinaabe Nation. He devoted his life to sharing Indigenous knowledge, grounded in the 7 sacred laws. He traveled internationally, carrying a message of kindness, love, and pride. He helped to create the Turtle Lodge Center of Education and Wellness and encouraged all of us to use our gifts and unique spiritual identities to create a better life on Mother Earth for all of our relatives. So this short video is called Taking Care of Mother Earth.
In our culture, we are encouraged to spend as much time as we can on the land, because out of the land we get everything we need in order to live and to survive. You know, our people have always recognized us, Mother Earth, to be the real teacher to understand life. And through nature itself, we're able to hear the voice of that spirit through the wind, the birds, the animals, the trees. And all it requires is any individual to make that effort, like to go to the land, to be with the land, and to go and hug a tree. And you begin to feel that life within that tree. You begin to feel the life of all of creation. I've always taken the children out on the land so that they could go and talk to the trees. It's very real and it's very true to have that opportunity to have that experience. But anybody can do this, you know, find a body of water, talk to the water, talk to the trees, you know, talk to creation, in other words. My experience in working with nature, I keep hearing an expression of a voice of how much love that Mother Earth wants to share with us. That's the key message of Mother Earth, is I bring you love. And it's our duty and responsibility to reciprocate that love and give it back to her by taking care of her, looking after her, and respecting her. It's beautiful when you can hear that voice. It's not a voice that comes in your head. It's a voice that is universal in all human beings that can be heard from the heart itself. So it's a spiritual experience that you have, you know, with the land. There's one law that our people had always practiced in order to show and express love to the earth is you never take more from the land than what you need in order to live. And one of the beautiful things that Mother Earth, I know, enjoys is when we offer words of gratitude to her, giving her thanks for all that she gives us in order to live and to survive. And it's all about values and teachings, you know, that returns that expression of love that comes from the earth itself. As humanity, we all need to learn this one simple, basic truth, that the earth is a living entity. She's alive, just like any other creation that we see in the world. If Mother Earth did not have a spirit of life, then how can we have life?
Thank you. Just going to try to go beyond. A moment. There we go. So really valuable
In our
there. Sorry. I mean, I certainly love that message of gratitude. So thank you for your attentive listening. I'm going to introduce myself and my relationship to land. The questions, who am I and where am I, are critical to understanding our different relationships to land. And these, of course, have been impacted by our experiences of colonization. My name is Velvet LaCasse. My family's journey story includes a grandmother from France and a grandmother from Scotland. I recently moved to Nogo-Jiwana, which is the traditional name for Peterborough in Ontario. Oh, sorry. It means place at the foot of the rapids in Anishinaabe-Moan. Peterborough is located in the traditional territories of the Michistagis peoples, and it's part of the land covered by the Williams Treaty. I'm grateful to the Michistagi peoples for their teachings, and I look forward to building new relationships. The photo on the right is a 5-minute walk from where I currently live. I like to walk with my dog Banjo in the woods and along the path with Odinibi, the river that beats like a heart. In the fall, there are wildflowers everywhere, including yellow goldenrod and coreopsis. But this afternoon, the snow was deep. In the photo on the left, I'm standing outside the Grove Community School in downtown Toronto, where I taught for the last 12 years. The students created this mural with Métis artist Chantal LeBlanc, and it illustrates the 7 grandfather teachings of the Anishinaabe Nation. Tonight, I will share examples of how I have used music at the Grove to explore environmental justice and how I have invited students, families, and staff to take action and sing in solidarity. As educators, it is important to always ask for permission and to source the teachings that are shared with learners. The Humble Song is a song that was gifted to me from a parent at the Grove named Ainsley Simpson. Ainsley Simpson is an Anishinaabe singer-songwriter who is an amazing musician, and I strongly encourage you to check out her work. This version of Humble Song was recorded by Odamin singers. Ainsley shared the music and teachings of the Humble Song with us in preparation for Indigenous Peoples Day on June 21st. Each of the verses honors the wisdom of all living beings and invites us to bend down low to know what they know. These teachings deepen our relationship and understanding of how we are all connected. As a community, we learned the song together and we sang it as we participated in a huge round dance outside in the field. So we will now play a recording of the Odamin singers and share the lyrics so you can sing and drum along. The words Mishomis means grandfather and the words Dakomis means grandmother.
We gotta humble ourselves in the eyes of our Creator. We gotta bend down low. We gotta humble ourselves in the eyes of our Creator. We gotta know what He knows. We can raise each other up higher and higher. We can raise each other up. We gotta humble ourselves in the eyes of our Mishomis. We gotta bend down low. We gotta humble ourselves in the eyes of our Mishomis. We gotta know what He knows. We can raise each other up higher and higher. We can raise each other up. We gotta humble ourselves in the eyes of our Nokomis. We gotta bend down low. We gotta humble ourselves in the eyes of our Nokomis. We gotta know what she knows. We can raise each other up higher and higher. We can raise each other up. We gotta humble ourselves in the eyes of our children. We gotta bend down low. We gotta humble ourselves in the eyes of our children. We gotta know what they know. We can raise each other up higher and higher. We can raise each other up. We gotta humble ourselves in the eyes of the winged. We gotta bend down low. We gotta humble ourselves in the eyes of the winged. We gotta know what they know. We can raise each other up higher and higher. We can raise each other up. We gotta humble ourselves in the eyes of the four-legged. We gotta bend down low. We gotta humble ourselves We gotta bend down low, we gotta humble ourselves in the eyes of the swimmers. We gotta know what they know. We can raise each other up higher and higher. We can raise each other up. We gotta humble ourselves in the eyes of the crawlers. We gotta bend down low, we gotta humble ourselves in the eyes of the crawlers. We gotta know what they know. We can raise each other up higher and higher. We can raise each other up higher and higher. We can raise each other up higher and higher. We can raise each other up.
Amazing. You sounded amazing. I do really miss being able to sing in community. I know it's difficult in this virtual world, but I hope that you are singing out with all of your heart. So tonight, oh, and by the way, we are going to be sharing the links to all of the songs and resources that we're sharing so that you can use them with your own learners and families and communities. So tonight, I am very proud to be sharing a pedagogical framework from Natural Curiosity that has transformed my teaching. Natural Curiosity is a resource for educators that explores the importance of Indigenous perspectives in children's environmental inquiry. Launched in May of 2011, Natural Curiosity is a project of the laboratory school at the Dr. Eric Jackman Institute of Child Study in partnership with OISE at the University of Toronto. The school is a site of research and application of learning through inquiry. Environmental inquiry is a framework for learning that is shaped by students' questions and theories as they explore their environment. It builds upon children's sense of wonder and creates a culture of community learning that is purposeful, responsive, and deeply engaging. The second edition of Natural Curiosity was created in collaboration with an advisory board that included many scholars and researchers in the fields of environmental and Indigenous education. And we always like to say, Chi Miigwech, thank you so much to everyone who shared their knowledge to help create this resource. One of the voices you will hear throughout Natural Curiosity is Doug Anderson, who wrote the Indigenous lens for each of the 4 branches. Doug Anderson, who is Métis, has worked on diverse education initiatives for over 25 years. His writing and his teachings are a gift. Natural Curiosity is also a response to the Truth and Reconciliation Commission's calls to action to develop resources that build student capacity for intercultural understanding, empathy, and mutual respect. How might we begin to consider this resource as a reconciliation pedagogy, a recovery of relationships? Natural Curiosity represents a holistic understanding of environmental inquiry, starting in the east like the sun. Inquiry and engagement, lighting the fire. Experiential learning, sending out roots. Integrated learning, the flow of knowledge. Moving towards sustainability, breathing with the world. Within First Nations, Inuit, and Métis communities, there are a diversity of perspectives, languages, ceremonies, and cultural traditions. However, many Indigenous scholars have agreed that there are also some shared understandings, which include a strong sense of spirituality, a deeply rooted sense of place, a recognition that everything is related, and an emphasis on reciprocity. And these are woven throughout the resource. When building Indigenous perspectives into learning, it is important to work wherever possible with Indigenous resource people. Be upfront about what you do and do not know. Be clear that Indigenous peoples, cultures, and knowledge are contemporary. Respect Indigenous knowledge as a precious heritage, which is best achieved through collaboration. Be aware of the complexities and intersectionalities of Indigenous peoples. The book is divided into two parts. The first part is the pedagogical framework, and the second part are stories of educators from across Ontario who are trying out this approach of learning with, from, and about the land through inquiry with their students. It's organized from kindergarten to grade 6 and captures stories from public schools, independent schools, First Nation schools, some with primarily Indigenous students and others with less. So building knowledge together is an important part of the natural curiosity pedagogy. So let's share our ideas and create a chorus of gratitude for the music that is all around us. So I invite you to share your ideas in the chat. What sounds do you love to hear in the natural world? And I'm wondering, Jade or Farine, if you're able to read some of those, that would be lovely.
Absolutely. We have rain falling, wind in the grass, snow underfoot, the trees, birds, leaves rustling in the breeze, geese or ducks landing on water, the great horned owls calling to each other at night, barred owls call, crunchy snow and leaves, wind through trees, frogs, chickadees, I second that, wind, river rushing, rain on rocks, wind in the trees, waves, water, water, wind, birds, sparrow calls, ocean waves, flowing water, the loon. I have a loon whistle, actually, that always goes down well. See what, morning doves, fire crackling, yes, coyotes, chickadees, crickets, all of the seas, aspen leaves rustling. Oh, that's a good one. Amazing. Thousands of starlings murmuring in the trees. Oh, we could, there's a poem. This,
I know, it sounds like a poem.
Squirrels.
Lovely. So continue to add, please, to the chorus of gratitude. I'm curious to also know what sounds are Indigenous or of the land where you are. And recently, yeah, please.
Sorry, no.
I'm happy to hear some more. It's delicious music.
Water, wildlife, stillness, waterfalls, wind blowing. For me in interior BC, it's chickadees, it's crunchy snow in the winter, the river of the Columbia or the Miscacus, the Chickadee River running past, foghorns. I like that.
And when I first moved, my partner was really bothered by the sound of traffic. And I said, it just sounds like waves crashing on the shore. Like I find the sound of cars on road oddly comforting. And recently I encountered new sounds on my winter walks with banjo. I was kicking up the ice that had formed on the surface of the snow. And as it fell, it just shattered and sounded like glass. And I was just mesmerized. So thank you. Please continue to share in the chat. It's a way of honoring with gratitude the sounds all around us. And a really lovely invitation to invite your students to and families to share as well. So throughout Natural Curiosity, Doug Anderson invites educators to cultivate curiosity and wonder, gratitude and love within themselves and within their students. He writes, inquiry-based learning reflects a simple and profound truth. Learning is most powerful when rooted in the heart. Doug Anderson celebrates the gifts and wisdom that children have to explore impossible questions and experience deep connection. He writes, in considering bird song, the smallest child may quite easily wonder, what songs can we sing back to them? And then happily sing or hum something for the bird, especially if encouraged by an adult. So let's be courageous and consider the following question. If a bird feeds my spirit, how do I feed the spirit of birds? Again, I invite you to share ideas in the chat and to engage with each other's ideas in the chat if possible. So every morning at the Grove, pre-COVID, we gathered in a large circle outside in the schoolyard as a community of parents, students, teachers, and administration. Welcoming Circle is an intentional space where we would offer the land acknowledgement, sing, share announcements, and our learning with each other. We use this time to deepen our understanding of Indigenous settler relationships, including our treaty responsibilities as part of the One Dish, One Spoon Wampum Belt, and issues related to environmental justice. Example, solidarity with Wet'suwet'en and Grassy Narrows First Nations. Together, we are learning that we must share responsibility for caring for the land that sustains us. We joined our voices and our hearts in song. I want to share a few of these songs with you and invite you to sing along. We Are a Circle is a song in 3 parts. I learned this song from Jane Lewis. The first part repeats throughout the song, and it goes like this. We are a circle, we are one, and it just repeats. We are a circle, we are one. And the second part is going to be added, and it's going to be added with harmony. We are a circle, we are one. And then the third part comes in a little later, and it's like sort of a rhythmic part. We go around and around, we go around and around. So I really wish we could hear each other's voices, but I hope that you can feel them. So I tried to make a recording for us to sing with, and Jade is going to help me. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. And I'm going to invite you to sing along.
Coming. Here we go.
We are a circle, we are one. We are a circle, we are one. We are a circle, we are one. We are a circle,
Here comes the harmony.
are one. We are a circle, we are one. We are a circle, we are one.
We go
We are a circle, we are one. We are a circle, we are one. We are a circle, we are one. We are a circle, we are one.
Beautiful. That was beautiful. So you can imagine singing that in a large group. I'm gonna sing that one next. That's okay. But imagine singing that in a large group and just being like, enveloped by sound. And you want to layer on the sounds and then peel them away slowly. So I'm just going to share well, I don't have to share my screen again. I have some notes, but you got a little taste of the song that's coming next.
Sorry, my playlist was just
Oh,
eager.
that's a-okay. That's a-okay. So the Grove is located on the traditional territories of the Haudenosaunee Confederacy, which represents 6 nations around the Great Lakes region. The Haudenosaunee share a Thanksgiving address, or the words that come before all else at the beginning and end of every gathering. As a community, we've explored this text through choral reading, visual arts, and most recently through movement. We used a dance technique called flocking to embody the Thanksgiving address. We organized ourselves in the field with social distancing in a large diamond formation. Inspired by the teachings of the 4 directions, the kindergarten students stood in the east, the primary students stood in the south, the junior students in the west and in the north. And in a diamond formation, there's always a leader at the top who can lead the movement. As we explored flocking, children naturally made connections to the V formation of geese who support each other to fly in the flock. The leader at the top of the diamond read one part of the Thanksgiving address and then created slow physical movement, which we all followed, just like a flock of geese. Then we rotated to the right, and a new leader read the next part of the Thanksgiving address and created slow physical movement to embody the text. We continued in this way until we had finished the Thanksgiving address, and it was flocking amazing. So as an activist, educator, and ally, I'm always reflecting on what it means to be in solidarity. For me, reconciliation means engaging in courageous and critical conversations and using my privilege to disrupt colonial pedagogies. The Education Act requires schools to play the national anthem every morning, and I'm uncomfortable with this practice, and I have tried to find alternatives. We tried playing an instrumental version of the anthem and made singing optional. We invited everyone to sing their own lyrics, and we played a version of O Canada sung by Asani, a trio of musicians from Winnipeg who sing in English, French, and Cree. But 2 years ago, I worked with grade 2 students to rewrite the lyrics of O Canada. We spent a few weeks thinking critically about the lyrics of the anthem and working collaboratively to create new lyrics that are more inclusive and that reflect what we love about living on this land and what we hope for. So thanks. Jade's going to play that. This is our first take ever of the song.
Oh, Canada, our home on Indigenous lands, true peace and love in all of us command. Let's join our hearts and protect the land and keep our country clean. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand together for peace. Please share our land and honor the treaties. Oh Canada, we stand on ground for trees. Oh Canada, we stand up tall for peace. Written by the grade 2 students in room 31.
2019.
Thank you. So it's possible. It's true that I was teaching at an alternative school and I was encouraged, because we had a focus on social justice, equity, and community activism. But I think it's really important for us to think critically about these narratives and about these stories that are shared in our schools every day and how we might disrupt them. So thank you. So as I consider what it means to support Indigenous sovereignty, I'm coming to know that solidarity sometimes means standing up, standing with, standing in front, and standing behind. Solidarity always means building relationships with communities that are organizing and answering their calls to action. So in 2020, I'm going to share this. In 2020, when the Wet'suwet'en hereditary chiefs called for international actions on solidarity, I emailed resources about settler allyship to families, and I invited everyone to learn a song and sing it together at Welcoming Circle. We Stand is a song by One Tribe, Kelly Love, Jordan Walker, and MC Preach. And it was inspired by the Standing Rock Youth Runners, a group of Indigenous youth who ran from Standing Rock in North Dakota to Washington, D.C. in 2016 to deliver a message of peace. In solidarity with First Nations and Indigenous communities, in recognition of the International Day for the Elimination of Racial Discrimination, and in celebration of World Water Day, we joined our voices in song. And so this is a song I will share with you in the links afterwards. As a school community, it's really, we also participated in climate justice strikes. I've been incredibly inspired by youth who are taking action every week and organizing movements in their communities. So I just learned that the next global climate strike will be on March 25th. And at Welcoming Circle, I taught, in preparation for one of the marches, I taught everyone the African American spiritual "We Shall Not Be Moved," which was recorded by Pete Seeger. So students were encouraged to write their own lyrics, and we added actions. So you'll see there's a pattern to some of these songs. It's helpful when songs repeat, and it allows sort of a community to join in the chorus. So, and when you get to rewrite your own lyrics, it's really fun and engaging. So here's one of the verses. We're marching for the planet, we shall not be moved. We're marching for the planet. We shall not be moved, just like a tree that's standing by the water. We shall not be moved. I recently joined a social justice choir online called Common Threads in the Streets, and we're learning songs to sing at demonstrations and protests. This is a song that we learned called People Gonna Rise, and they do an amazing job in the video of teaching the song. So I'm just going to find a way to share my screen again and share the song with you. You'll also see the beautiful poster that I discovered about the global climate strike that's coming up. So this is a song called People Gonna Rise Like the Water, and you'll appreciate the way he teaches it as well, because he teaches it sort of one line at a time, and then you'll hear. And in this song, at the end of the song, there's a question about sort of what songs will you sing? And so I encourage you to add songs that you're using in your classroom or that you've heard at protests and demonstrations and gatherings that are meaningful for you, that we could all learn together. So this is called People Gonna Rise Like the Water. Oh,
we're gonna first do this direct action song. The people.
I think you might want to watch the video. So.
We're gonna first do this direct action song. The people gonna rise like the water.
The people gonna rise like the water.
We gonna face this crisis now.
We're gonna face this crisis now.
I hear the voice of my great-granddaughter.
I hear the voice of my great-granddaughter.
Saying keep it in the ground.
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 The people gonna rise like the water. We gonna face this crisis now.
I hear the voice of my great-granddaughter saying keep it in the ground.
Come on now. The people gonna rise like the water. We gonna face this crisis now. I hear the voice of my great-granddaughter saying keep it in the. One more time. The people gonna rise like the water. We gonna face this crisis now. I hear the voice of my great-granddaughter saying keep it in the ground.
The people gonna rise like the water. We gonna face this crisis now. I hear the voice of my great-granddaughter saying keep it in the ground. Come on, let's go. The people gonna rise like the water. We gonna face this crisis now. I hear the voice of my great-granddaughter saying keep it in.
And always helpful to have noisemakers at marches. I find, tambourines are great. Drums, of course, an empty pot with a spoon has a really powerful sound. So I'm coming up upon my one of my last slides, but I do hope that you are adding songs to the chat. I will definitely catch up on that soon. So learning with, from, and about water is a powerful way to explore inquiry and environmental justice. There are many songs and stories about water protectors and land defenders which can be used to inspire and empower students to take action. The community of Grassy Narrows First Nations in Northwestern Ontario has been advocating for years to receive compensation after the Wabigoon River was contaminated by mercury poisoning. There are still many First Nations, Inuit, and Métis communities that do not have access to clean water. This injustice is a call to action for all of us to write letters to local and federal politicians and demand accountability. This song is called Home to Me, and it was written and performed by the youth of Grassy Narrows. It reminds me of how important it is to empower young people to use their voice to make change. It also celebrates the power of singing together in harmony. So after listening to these voices, we'll have some time for questions and answers.
us safe, keep us free, like it used to be. Don't wanna be tied down. We find love where we're from and beat against the drums. It's a beautiful sound.
From the ground up, we'll find the path home. Feel pulled by the sun, wish I can go. We learn from the past, now we can grow. We're promised a chance that the plans show. Go big, go far, there are no limits. I wanna see change, so my soul lives it. They cut down the trees while we blow kisses. Defend our home while they dismiss us.
It feels like home to me. It feels like home to me. Sometimes it's hard to find the words to say home to me. Don't be afraid when you're falling in fast. There's something in the unknown. I held on to my culture, it's been calling me back. There is a story of hope. Winds of change long ago, hear a chance far and low. Our voices cried out for rain. Then it rained, brought us life, gave us faith, gave us sight. To see that we shall remain.
Let your spirit soar as far as it can. Try not to be reminded by the scars from the past. Rise from the ruins, keep protecting the land. Don't take it for granted, can't neglect what we have. Stand together as a nation, express what we feel. True conversation, address what is real. Connected to the land, we are one with each other. This is our home to discover.
It feels like home to me. It feels like home to me. Sometimes it's hard to find the words to say you're home to me. Sometimes it's hard to find the words to say you're home to me.
Gotta stay on point like the fastest arrow. Bring hope to the people of grassy narrows. One piece in the land, can't go back to battles. Eighth fire in action, casting shadows. From old to the new, let us show you the truth. Light up the path, there's a glow in the youth. Boost you to the world, this is where we live. So let the journey begin.
It feels like home to me. 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 Sometimes it's hard to find the words to say you're home to me. Sometimes it's hard to find the words to say you're home to me.
Love it. Thank you so much. So again, we will share our playlist with you. And I just have one last slide, which is our definitely encouraging for you to stay in touch with Natural Curiosity. The team is small and mighty. They created an incredible newsletter every month. There's an online community that's active and generous. And there are amazing webinars and digital text and professional learning opportunities that are offered every month. And I also just wanted to thank the Outdoor Learning Store one more time, and Jade and Farine for all of your help. And for all of you, thank you for singing with me.
Thank you for that. Oh my goodness. Singing in Solidarity is definitely an apt title. I felt like I could feel everyone's energy just really focusing in, and sometimes virtual workshops can be quite draining on the eyes and the mind. And I feel like that was just energy giving. I don't know if anyone agrees with me, but whew, that was very moving, very, very beautiful. Thank you so much. We've got time to do Q&A before we go through, and I have a couple of questions that had happened earlier on, but please feel free to add more into the chat and let's get into it. Bethany asked, I've received different messages about sharing songs. Do I need to have received a teaching, or can I ask an elder for permission to share this song? And that was in relation to the first drumming song. And she also adds, like, we want to do so much more with teaching around Indigenous perspectives, songs, etc., but I want to do it appropriately. And I'd love to know where I can connect with an elder and have a community elder help us inform our practices. I don't know if you can answer that second part so much, but
and there might be other, I know there's not a lot of knowledge in this room too. There's a lot of educators. So I think building relationships is critical to doing this work. So reaching out to friendship centers, to community centers, to schools in your area, to pay attention. You know, if there are events happening in the community, participate. That's what I'm planning on doing. As I said, I've just moved into this community, and I need to build trust, and I need to make some new friends. And I think the question around cultural appropriation and cultural appreciation is really important. And so I think it's important to ask for permission. And there are teachings and there are songs that are sacred. And then there are also some resources that are being shared online. And so I think that, you know, anyways, I think it's always good to be respectful, to share how you came to encounter this song. And then if somebody asks you not to sing the song, you apologize and you don't sing it again. I think that we need to be open to making mistakes, but obviously, I think it's more important to center these stories and these voices of pride and love and resiliency. So I would say be brave and be humble.
Beautiful advice, absolutely. And perhaps if you have an Indigenous Friendship Society or some other nonprofit group or connection there, and just sending an email or a message to make that first connection can often be a step to a beautiful relationship. Gillian asked a similar question. If we share these songs, can we say we're sharing it with permission from? And again, that YouTube video, am I right in thinking there's permission or sort of?
Yeah, I mean, the youth, I mean, so it's an organization that they're recording youth in different communities all over Turtle Island. And it's my sense is that it's being created because the purpose is to amplify the voices of young people so they can tell their own stories. I guess when in doubt, you always can reach out and ask. But you know, when things are being shared in a very public way, and my feeling is that it's meant to be shared.
Beautiful. And the more you do share it, the more you uplift those Indigenous voices, right? And give them a greater audience and a great connection. Benjamin's got a really interesting, I might mispronounce some of these things, I'm going to try. Benjamin says, in Judaism, we have a musical concept of the nigun, essentially wordless chanting of the same sound to build spiritual community. Think of the Lees of Simon and Garfunkel's The Boxer. I'm afraid I'm not familiar with that, so I might have done that wrong. I know, or Benjamin knows, that ethnomusicologist Francis Densmore reported that most tribes she met with from the northeastern states use very few words in their music, but rather meaningless syllables, which she compares to tra-la-la in the American folk song. So there's a tremendous power to lyrics, as you've obviously highlighted, but he's curious if anyone knows more, or you know, or anyone about the history and use of these rather meaningful meaningless
Yes,
syllables.
I would definitely reframe that for sure. That feels
Yeah.
really disrespectful. There, I mean, and I invite others in the room too. I mean, there are vocables. I mean, there are lots of singing games that communities will play back and forth with rhythms and sounds, and vocables are a really important part of music. It also allowed different communities who spoke different languages to sing together. So I'm wondering if anyone else wants to add their own insight. I'm just catching up on, yeah, vocables. Thank you, Shelley.
And I think of the blues songs that came out of freedom fighters gospel that was used as communications, where they couldn't use words because they were using them as, you know, underground communication. So just the tone and the way that the syllables moved would intonate what the plan was going to be.
Yes. Yeah, lots is communicated in music. Amazing. Throat singing, yes. Is an example of sounds that are made with the throat and the voice and the mouth. So yeah, I think, and part of it is finding artists who have created this music and sharing it with our students and leading with inquiry, right? Asking questions. What do you notice? How does this music make you feel? What do you think it might be communicating? Children have wonderful ideas, and we know that music can really move us and inspire us to connect with each other in important ways.
Absolutely. Benjamin said, apologies if meaningless comes across as disrespectful. That was presented in direct quotations from Densmore's, and it's not terminology I would use. And I was thinking meaningful, meaningless, right? So I think definitely that perception has shifted, and it's pretty amazing how much can be conveyed just with sound rather than the need to use words, right? It's incredibly powerful.
And thank you to everyone for sharing songs in the chat. I definitely am curious and looking forward to catching up. Thanks, Jade.
Amazing. So what we're going to do with just a couple of minutes left to the hour is just do a little soft close, do some prizes, and then I know that Velvet and ourselves are happy to stay around for a few more minutes and have a chat afterwards if anyone's still got some questions and things. So thank you. I mean, I can't thank you enough. That was so beautiful. What a way to spend an hour just, you know, very, very filled up with joy. So thank you, and inspired actually, and to take those songs and share them and move forward. If you're interested in joining us for more workshops, the Outdoor Learning Store, this is the second in our winter series, and we've got a few more coming up. And the next one is Connecting the Dots, which is key strategies that transform learning for environmental education, citizenship and sustainability. That's Thursday, Feb 10th, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, with Learning for a Sustainable Future. So that's next up. You can find free registration again at the link that Faheen's going to pop in the chat. Right now, if you so the books, the pedagogy that Velvet was talking about, Natural Curiosity, second edition, which I can only tell you from my own use as an educator, is just like so mind opening, blowing, amazing to use in so many different aspects and cross curricular. You can find that at the store too. Right now, if you spend $500 to get your school parent association, get some school funding, if you spend $500, you get a free gift card for $50 to spend extra in the store. And if you sign up for our seasonal updates, you can also go in a draw to win a $50 gift card. So sign up, and they're not overwhelming. We're not going to fill your inbox, but we can share awesome things like these workshops or what resources we're adding. So please, and everything we do is non-profit, social enterprise. Everything goes back into environmental education. So I've got two $25 gift cards to the store, which would help you buy this book. And I'm pretty excited to share it. So I always like to get people to work hard. So what's going to happen is I'm going to type an anagram into the chat box. So everyone get your typing fingers ready. It's something natural. And first person to give me the correct answer wins the gift card. So if everyone's ready, it's going into the chat box in 3, 2, 1. Oh, very good, very nice. Lots of people have got it, but the first was Megan McIntyre. She got right with Crow. So that is fantastic. Very good, very nice. This, thank you so much. I will get your email from my registration list and I'll be sending you an electronic gift card. Okay, second gift card, second anagram. That's the right word, isn't it? Anagram? I don't know, there's so many different things. It comes into the chat box. Second chance, here it comes. 3, 2, 1. One's a little more polysyllabic. Oh, Elsa, yellow jacket, you've got it. Good job. Fantastic. That's it from me. I'm going to pass it over to Farheen. She's got a couple of little prizes from Take Me Outside too.
Thanks, Jade. And thank you so much, Velvet. Like Jade said, and like everyone else in the chat has said, the session was amazing. It was just, yeah, it was very uplifting. And I mean, I was telling you as I was zoomed out from meetings today, so this really lifted my energy and I personally really appreciated it. So thank you so much for that. Thank you to you all for showing up today, participating, singing along. We had a lot of fun, and we from Take Me Outside want to give away 2 of our new toques. So we have new toques at our store. I'll put the link in the chat in just a second. And I was gonna ask y'all to put in a song that you would know, but I realized a lot of you have already done that. So I scrolled up and I found the first 2 people to share links to Indigenous written songs and things that connect you to your surroundings. And I lost my winner list. Oh, I found it. Okay. So the 2 winners are Patty Go and Monique McLean. Thank you so much to you both and to everyone else who shared their songs. There is a list. I'm just going to copy paste it again in the chat, and we'll also send it along when we send the follow-up email after the session. Thanks, Rosa, for putting that together. It was super quick. I just copy pasted it. So Patty and Monique, if you could please just private message me your email and I'll be in touch. But if you forget to do so, it's okay. I'll stalk you down. I'll get your email. And thanks again for joining us today.
Thank you so much.
Excellent work, everyone. Again, recording will go out, links to relevant things, links to the book, links to connect with Velvet will come in a follow-up email. If you don't have it by lunchtime tomorrow, it's in your spam folder. Delve deep into the spam and find it, then like us, add us to your contact list, and then you will never be spammed again. So grateful for everyone's participation and for the energy that I mean, we had well over 100 at the beginning here and throughout the workshop. Velvet's like, I'm not looking at the number. I'm not looking. And yeah, what an amazing group. If anybody wants to stick around, please do type in the chat, unmute yourself, say hi, ask any questions. And if not, thank you for joining us. We'll see you again soon.
Amazing. Thanks, everyone. Thank you, Rosa, for collecting all those songs. I was writing them down, but you're faster.
Of course, you're busy inspiring this entire group of educators. So thank you. That was, that warmed me up and is everything I needed today. Thank you.
And that beautiful, we're going to rise up like the water song, because I've been doing some marching here for Old Grove Forest, and our songs really were a bit lackluster, or there wasn't really that sort of rhythm and connectiveness, and something like that can really make an impact.
And Jade, I have a lot of those songs because I've been singing with this choir for a few months now, and the conductor she creates these YouTube videos where she can sing all the parts together. So it really helps if you're teaching multiple parts. But yeah, it's exciting. So happy to share those resources with you.
Yes, please. And anything with that gospel inspired, like that was the music that I grew up with in my home. And so it sends chills from head to toe and back down again, and really special.
Amazing.
Anybody
and Shelley,
else?
yes, we will. We're going to send everything, and we're going to share all of the new songs. And I did so much over planning. I found this amazing radio program called The Songs That Saved the Whales, about how whale music was used by Greenpeace, you know, to raise awareness. And it was a powerful campaign. So I've included a bunch of additional links that I wasn't able to share in this short time.
I have a little question as an educator myself. Like, have you ever struggled with students not being willing to sing, you know, out loud, or feeling shy? Like, do you have any tools to combat that?
I mean, I think singing together in a group is a lot safer than singing a solo or improvising. I think improvising is the riskiest. I find that I model great enthusiasm, and I sometimes sing off key or make mistakes. And so I think that when we model vulnerability, I think that gives students courage to be vulnerable at times, but giving them opportunities to practice. So singing songs again and again and again, so that you can really learn. And you could also give them alternative parts like a rattle or a drum or some sort of accompaniment. Or sing a song that has an ostinata that kind of plays underneath. But I think finding different ways for everybody to engage, and just trusting that everyone's experiencing the music, even if they're not singing. You know, we might have learners that are deaf or hard of hearing. And so we need to just create opportunities to represent music in different ways, visually, through movement. Oh, another suggestion. Love it. And I find kids love to sing a lot. You know, I think there is this like joyfulness that comes. So I think that especially if it's a song that has a lot of energy, or if it's a song where they can write their own lyrics and feel a sense of ownership.
I really want to do something for Earth Day where the kids maybe make some instruments out of recycled things and then do a song. And I'm like, do I write the lyrics and they make the beat, or do we, you know, have you had a really great success story in one way or the other?
I mean, there are lots of songs I think that center Earth, and then I think like water songs would be beautiful. There's another song that I realized I didn't include called Wichita Dooya, and it's got like, you can create shakers to go with it. So I will make sure I include that, because that's a water song. And the woman who shares that song online describes the sounds that connect to like the ice breaking in the spring.
Also, music teachers like that song because, sorry, it's Shelley, because you can change. Like when I do Wichita with my kids, and I know that there's probably different versions. I use the SH and there's some with the CH. We mimic a river, right? So we can use tempo, dynamics, and vary them. And each time someone takes the lead, they get to choose the tempo and the dynamics. So it changes all the way through, just like a river would.
Lovely. Oh, and we had a really beautiful workshop last year with 2 earth workers, and we worked in the garden, and we created this river out of blue fabric, and we had salmon puppets that as we were singing, we were kind of moving with our puppets through the river. And we learned that, you know, you can increase the tempo, which would really help you if you were paddling, you know, and singing the song in different directions. So, and it's a beautiful song because it repeats, and you could also, I was thinking, I never got a chance to do this, but make songs using water, like glasses of water, different colors or different volumes, and like everyone could compose their own water songs. That could be really beautiful.
Amazing ideas. I would write this all down, but I'm just going to play the recording back when I'm lesson planning next.
There's another water song. It was written by Doreen Day, or created by Doreen Day, and she gifts it to everyone. It's on the internet as well, and it's in Anishinaabe Moan. And it's just called Nibi. That's the Anishinaabe word for water. I can put that in there.
Amazing, thank you.
And it's a cappella as well, or you can add instruments, but it's just 3 little lines, and the kids love it.
Absolutely magic. Thank you.
And if you do it with older kids, they can add in their own harmony if they're able.
What a resource this workshop has been.
I'm trying to think, I know there are lots of songs about planting and growing. I'm trying to think about some of my favorite. I mean, there's a song, like a song that kind of, the Rattling Bog is just fun because it's about a tree. It like grows, it's got lots of actions. It's not political, but you know, it's about relationships. Trying to think.
That's I mean, that's a good place to start. Like, that's that will definitely do. That'll do for sure. But I love I just love how when kids create music and how that coming together of how powerful that is in a space. It's magic. Does anyone else have any more questions or want to share or say hi before we cut off in a couple of minutes here to respect everybody's evening time? Okay. Well, there was just so much. Oh, Angela.
Hi, I just wanted to say thank you so much. This has been such an amazing, amazing workshop, and I've been doing workshops all week long. This week I'm working from home, so this was the topper for my week. And thank you so much for sharing your passion and your joy, and just it's been amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you. That means a lot to me. I was thinking about this workshop. Rosa really encouraged me to be creative and to think outside the box, and yeah, it felt risky, but I mean, also once you start doing research, you realize there's just so many beautiful offerings out there. So I'm so glad to hear that. Thank you. And thanks, Rosa.
Presenting that in a way, yeah, and get, you know, people singing. I don't get to sing at work a lot in the virtual space, so that was very empowering. Inspiring, uplifting,
cool.
All of those things are in the chat. And I actually, because I was so inspired by your gratitude list of the sounds of nature, I'm going to take all of them and put them into a word cloud and send everyone the image of that, from just so that we can capture that, because I felt like that was really special. So that will go in the follow-up email too. And with that, I'm going to get everyone's eyes to rest, and gratitude for all of you people and your energy today, and say good night.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Jade.
Good night, everyone, and thanks to Velvet.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Good night. Thank you.